I'm not the kind of person who believes in the paranormal. I'm 29, live alone in a one-bedroom apartment in Minneapolis, and work from home doing freelance editing. My life is quiet. Boring, even. No parties, no drugs, no late nights. Just coffee, deadlines, and a lot of YouTube in the background while I work. About 3 weeks ago, I started noticing something strange. It began on a Tuesday. I woke up, as usual, around 7:15 a.m. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand, bleary-eyed, intending to scroll a bit before getting up. You know the routine: check messages, read news, maybe doom scroll Twitter. But when I opened my gallery, there was a photo that hadn't been there the night before. It was a picture of me. Asleep. In bed. It had been taken from a low angle, from the end of my bed, like someone crouched by my feet holding a phone up to capture my sleeping face in the dark. My heart kicked hard in my chest. I blinked, thinking maybe I had somehow done it myself. But how? The timestamp on the photo was 3:12 a.m. I stared at it for what felt like minutes. My room was dimly lit by my nightstand lamp in the photo. I always fall asleep with it on. The photo was blurry, but the angle was clear. I couldn't have taken it. I was asleep on my right side, facing the wall, arms tucked in. There was no sign of my phone in my hands, no reflection of the screen. And both my hands were visible. It wasn't a selfie. Someone else took it. I checked my front door, locked, deadbolt in place. Windows? Shut. No sign of forced entry. Nothing missing. I told myself it had to be some kind of glitch. Maybe it was a cached image from earlier. Maybe I'd leaned on the phone weirdly. I deleted it and moved on with my day. But a seed of unease had been planted, and it grew faster than I expected. Part 2, every night. 2 nights later, another photo. Then another the night after that. Each one taken between 2 o'clock and 3:30 a.m. Always of me sleeping. Always from that same angle, at the foot of the bed, low, like someone kneeling. I started locking my bedroom door, even though it felt ridiculous. I even stacked a chair under the doorknob like in the movies. The photos still kept appearing. Each one a little closer than the last. The lighting stayed consistent. My lamp always left a warm halo over the sheets. But I noticed something else too. In the last 2 photos, my mouth was open. That creeped me out more than I can explain. Because I never sleep with my mouth open. I'm a light sleeper. I close my mouth. Always. I started thinking, what if someone, was moving me? Touching me? I bought a motion sensor camera off Amazon and set it up in the corner of my room, pointed straight at the bed. That night, I barely slept. In the morning, the motion camera footage was blank. No movement. But the photo was back. New. Timestamp 3:06 a.m. And this time, I swear to God, my eyes were half open in the picture. I wanted to believe it was a trick of the light. That my eyes just looked open in the latest photo. But the more I zoomed in, the more I noticed how unnervingly wide they were, glassy, unfocused. Like I was staring straight through whoever was behind the lens. I didn't remember waking up. Didn't remember opening my eyes. And I sure as hell didn't remember someone being in the room with me. That day, I called the police. I tried not to sound insane. I told them someone had been entering my apartment at night. That someone was inside while I slept. I showed them the photos. The officer frowned but didn't say much. He checked the apartment for signs of forced entry. Found nothing. Maybe a friend's messing with you, he offered. "I don't have friends," I replied. He didn't laugh. Before he left, he suggested I reset my phone, change my passwords, check for remote access. I did all of that. Full factory reset. New Apple ID. New lock screen code. I even started putting my phone in the kitchen drawer at night, out of reach. The next morning, there was a new photo. Same angle. Same lighting. Only now, the photo wasn't taken on my phone. It was sent to my phone from a hidden number. No message. Just the image. Me asleep again. But something had changed. In this one, I was smiling. A big, horrible, crooked smile. Like something was stretching my face from the inside. And behind me, almost out of frame, a figure. I stared at it, frozen. It was just a shadow, half lost in the darkness. Tall, too tall. No visible face. But one arm reached out from behind my headboard, the hand pale and long-fingered. I hadn't noticed it until I zoomed in. I felt sick. I dropped the phone. I actually threw up in the bathroom from pure panic. My chest was heaving, my limbs numb. I didn't go to sleep that night. Or the next one. I stopped working. I barely ate. I sat in my apartment all day with every light on, knife under my pillow, door locked, camera recording, waiting. I reached out to a tech-savvy friend online, told him the situation. I forwarded him the photos, asked if someone could be hacking my phone. He got weirdly quiet. Said, "I can try to reverse trace the number." A few hours later, he texted me one word. "Run." When I asked him what he meant, he stopped responding. That was the last time I heard from him. That night, I checked my camera footage obsessively. Around 2:43 a.m., the footage glitched, just for 2 seconds. The screen went dark, full of digital static. Then it resumed. My bed was empty. No me. No movement. Just an unmade bed and the soft hum of nothing. And yet, I was still there. Lying in bed. Breathing. I know how insane that sounds. But when I woke up at 7:12 a.m., I felt off, like my body had been put back together wrong. I had deep, ugly bruises on my arms and a sharp pain behind my eyes. When I checked my phone, there were 5 new photos. Each one taken less than a minute apart. In the first, I was sitting up in bed, eyes wide open. In the second, I was standing. In the third, I was gone. Just an empty room. In the fourth, the camera had moved to the hallway. And in the fifth, I was standing in the kitchen, back to the camera. And right behind me, right at my neck, a face. Pale. Expressionless. Like mine. But it wasn't mine. I don't know what woke me up last night. Maybe it was the buzzing of my phone. Maybe it was the fact that the room had gone dead silent, the kind of silence where even the air feels like it's holding its breath. It was 3:09 a.m. I sat up slowly, drenched in sweat, and reached for my phone. Notifications were piling in, 5 new image files, all marked with a timestamp of 3:06 a.m. I didn't open them right away. Because something wasn't right in the room. The air felt wrong, like the pressure was too heavy. My vision was blurry. My limbs were sore again. My mouth tasted metallic. And then I realized the lamp on my nightstand was off. I never sleep in the dark. Never. I reached for the switch. It didn't turn on. Bulb blown? Power outage? That's when I heard it. A whisper. Not outside the room, inside. Just a breath. No words. And then, something moved at the foot of the bed. I froze. My eyes adjusted slowly, and in the gloom, I saw a shape. It was crouched, human-sized, breathing slow and steady. It stood up slowly, stiffly, and for a moment, I thought I was looking in a mirror. Because it was me. Same face. Same pajamas. Same crooked scar above the left eyebrow. But the smile, it was wrong. It stretched too far. The skin around the mouth rippled unnaturally, like wax melting under heat. The eyes were wrong too. Empty. No reflection. Just pits. It raised a hand, palm facing me, and I felt my body jerk forward against my will. My limbs moved without me commanding them. I stood. It stepped backward. I followed. Like a puppet on strings, I walked slowly, helplessly, following my own grinning doppelganger down the hallway toward the bathroom mirror. Every step was like wading through wet cement. My head screamed to stop. My body didn't listen. We stood side by side in front of the mirror. Only, there was no reflection. The mirror showed the bathroom, the sink, the towels, the walls. But we weren't in it. I stared at the blank mirror, and my other self leaned closer to it. It touched the glass. The mirror shivered, like water. And then, it stepped through. Gone. I was alone again. Or so I thought. Until I looked down at my hands. They weren't mine. Not anymore. The next morning, I woke up on the floor of the bathroom. Everything ached. My phone was in the bathtub. Battery dead. I charged it. 5 new images. All from the night before. The first, me sitting up in bed. The second, me standing in front of the mirror. The third, me stepping into it. The fourth, a blank bathroom. And the fifth wasn't a photo. It was a video. 23 seconds long. In it, the front camera is facing me, or what looks like me. But the smile doesn't drop. The eyes don't blink. And at the end of the clip, it leans into the lens and whispers, "You sleep so deeply now." Now. It's been 3 nights since then. Every morning, I get a new photo. But I'm never in them. Instead, they show you sleeping in your bed. From the foot of it. From the dark. I'll be there again tonight. Don't bother locking the door.